Hello, hello. Hi, welcome. Oh, let me unmute myself. Okay. Welcome to week five, icons. And I'm so happy that you are here with me this week. We have so many things like to talk about and go over. Um, and I'm so excited for you guys doing last week's training, watching the recording of four, like week four. So this week we're going to talk about a little bit about week four. I'm going to get you guys into the mode and into the groove of what week five is. So let's get started. So this week, right? And today, we're going to be talking about what separates women who make money occasionally online from who stay in the overflow. And I just want you to drop it in the chat, whether you're here with me live or you're watching this on recording. I want you to answer this. What do you think it is? So go ahead and drop it in. One thing that I will tell you for sure, it's not the offers, it's not the funnel, it's not even your niche that determines who's making money in overflow. I know you see so many coaches in the online space, right? But that doesn't determine the overflow, right? It's how you pre-sell. So weeks five's training is all about pre-selling because pre-selling is a frequency. It's leadership, right? It's you saying, I go first, I move first, my product is first. So some of you were in the room in Tulum this past week, and some of you watched from the outside in our videos, on our stories, but all of you felt the shift, the frequency of women who move before they feel ready. And that's the energy that we're bringing into week five. And so in week four, we unlocked the freedom formula, right? We went through that. How something small and strategic warms up your audience and sets up the sale. And week five is the moment where you stop warming them. A lot of you have been asking, when am I selling? When do I start selling? When do I start selling? It's now, baby. Okay, you did 4 weeks of prepping your main offer, your freebie, the entrance into your funnel, getting your email set up, understanding what your messaging was, what your mission is, what your vision is, who you are to lead this movement, right? And last week, we put it all together in your freedom formula, right? Week five, this is the moment. This is where you start bringing your genius to the consumer. This is where you start leading because the women who win online aren't the ones with the best products, I promise you. They're the ones who create movement. And I'm going to just share this story. In January of 2024, I was in a coaching container. There was probably 20 women in that coaching container. And every week we would go in there. During the container, we would get things to do. And the women who were actually leading were the ones coming back week after week, the ones reporting the financial wins, the 10K months, the 30K weeks, right? And that's where I first started to see the difference in the women in the online space. And some of the ones who weren't really putting their product out there actually had more experience and the better product, right? So think about that. The ones who create movement before the product exists are the ones who believe they have a message worth hearing. Okay? So pre-selling is not about selling before something is unfinished. It's about selling your vision. In the last 4 weeks, we've been talking about and getting clarity on, and I've been asking you questions and sending you downloads and training in Telegram. It's all about selling your vision, right? Before anyone else can see it. You have to have clarity on it. The reason pre-selling works is because humans, think about yourself when I say this, humans follow momentum. No one follows silence. No one follows silence. No one follows perfection because none of us are perfect. But every single person follows energy. And when you pre-sell, you're doing three things. You collapse the gaps between your ideas and your income. You set yourself up to have the best year of your life. And you show your audience what it looks like to lead. You get paid to build. Drop a yes in the chat. Whether you're here with me live or you're watching on recording, if you believe that, you get paid to build. You get paid as you build. Remember, remember that. You get paid before you finish building. This is one of the core reasons why I was so excited to merge myself out of real estate because that was definitely an arena where you build the whole thing and maybe you get paid. But here, people follow vision. I've always had a vision. Everyone in this room has. That's why you're here. You create trust with your audience by leading first. That's how they know they can trust you. When you move first, people then move towards you. You activate your audience's desire. You make them feel like, I don't want to miss this. I need to be in that room. How many of you have ever felt that? Where you've seen something online and you're like, oh, I don't want to miss this. I need to be there. So, we're going to talk about three iconic pre-sales pathways. You know, my love language is sales. And so I like to create clear pathways for you to the money. So let's talk about that. The first pathway is what I call the vision-led waitlist, right? That's your soft seduction. This is when you sell the future identity, not the offer. You're selling the transformation. So you could say, I'm creating something that will take you from X to Y or A to Z. Or if you know you're meant to be a part of it, get on the list. And women will join because they feel it before they know it. You think people need to know like what cohort, how you're gonna get them, like they're signed up, what your contract looks. No. Women join because they feel it. And the reason that the wait list works is because it's low friction. It triggers curiosity and it activates belonging. It makes them feel like they belong. It builds the desire without the full details. Imagine how built in someone is without full details jumping in your world. And this is where you get to gather warm leads while you build this seduction. This is not selling. This is seduction, not selling. Now, the second way that you can do this is an early access window. And I consider this like a fast moving lead magnet, right? This isn't about discounts, it's about decision. You reward the woman who moves when she feels the nudge. So you can say early access opens for those who trust themselves. Or the first 5 women get an experience the way no one else will. The reason that this works is because it activates the bold women that are watching. It positions you as a leader. It accelerates also your conversions. And this is how you get day one sales, right? Because without creating pressure, you're creating urgency. The reason that women follow it is because it feels like certainty. Now, as we're going through these, I want you to think about what feels good to you. You don't have to do all of them, but you should be picking one of them to integrate this week to get your sales going. The third thing that you can try is the founders round. This becomes like your identity portal, right? This is the most powerful of them all, right? This pre-sale method moves people. This is where you invite women into the first ever iteration of your offer. I did this when I started the Wealthy Women Collective last August 2024, right? That is how I sold it. The first ever Wealthy Women's Collective cohort. And I positioned it as a seat at the table, a chance to help them shape something iconic, right? So you can say this is for women who want to be here before the world arrives. There's a multitude of ways you can take this, but the founders round is powerful. And the reason that works is because women want to be in proximity with other women who are doing things, who are showing up, who are saying, I am the leader and leading. They want to be first. They want to be a part of something bigger. And in your world, they get to co-create, not just consume. See the difference? And this is where the testimonials and the culture is built. This is where the revolution of your brand begins. This is how movements start. So, as you're sitting here listening to this, I want you to identify which one of the three do you think lands and sounds most ideal for you? Put it in the chat. Go ahead and put it in the chat. So, let's just talk about what I know. The pre-sale, this is where most women like fall apart. They post, but they don't lead. They start announcing things like spider webs, right? Waiting for reactions. And actually, they need to be creating momentum. Pre-selling works because you work it. Understand that. This isn't some magic wand we're waving. It works because you work it. And that's the icon way. And how you do it is you talk about the transformation with conviction. You speak to where you want the people to go. Show the behind the scenes. If you're creating a guide, show a sample of that. If you're filming something to put together for this, show that. Let them feel you building something. Talk about the seats filling up. Every single time someone jumps in, celebrate that. You need to remind them that proximity changes everything. And what I will say is when you get one or two people to respond, celebrate that because movement starts small. Everybody's looking for the 1,000 followers to go viral, all the likes. But here's the thing, it starts small. And with consistency, it grows huge. Your energy sells it. You being certain, you showing up as the leader. and having so much clarity on your vision. When I see women in the online space and they're not creating sales, there's because there's not clarity in the vision, baby. Your offer is nothing more than a vehicle, just like money is. Money's the vehicle to access. So as we close out today, I want you to do me a favor, put your feet on the floor, relax a little, and I just want you to close your eyes. See the version of you who pre-sells effortlessly. What does that look like? The version of you who announces your idea and women line up. That version who leads from clarity, from confidence, and calm power. What I know is true for each and every one of you is you don't need more time. And you don't need any validation. You don't need more shit on your plan to make it perfect. You need the edge. The edge is where money moves. Think about that. Every time you're at your edge, have you not shifted the energy? That is where money moves. It's where your clients appear. It's where leadership expands. And it's where that version of you you've been calling in, that's where she stands. Right now, you're remembering her. So this week, you're going to watch five, the recording number five, and you're going to choose one pre-sale method, and you're going to start pre-selling. Let's fucking go. I want you to make sure your vision is crafted, and you need to announce it. Not the details of the vision, but what is it? And I want you to share that vision for your product in our Telegram group. And then you guys can give each other feedback on this because that's the way, right? We expand together. And then within 72 hours, I want to see this on social media, baby. So, icons, this week is where you stop waiting for the perfect and start leading with power. Remember what we're selling, the vision. And by selling the vision, you must show the movement and invite them in. If you never invite them in, how can they come in? This is how money moves. And this is how icons rise. Thank you so much for joining me this week. And I can't wait to see you ladies in Telegram. Mwah. Bye.